Okay, this is the industrial Quickwire Factory. I spent like 4 or 5 hours building it yesterday. It took a good amount of time, and it's in the multiplayer world I've got with KT. There's like 90 or 100 videos, and I just need to go through and upload them all. But I'm lazy. Okay, so and we got I built this so fast I can go through it. Okay, so I've got the pure Caterium node down there. That's getting all 1200 a minute. I meant to check it before starting this, but well, yes, it's set to or show it in the video. It's set to 1200 Caterium ore a minute, which gets super sorted on this logistics floor. This is a good idea. I've never actually used it before, but I have seen people use it, like suggest it before. I guess whenever the subreddit would be popped in my feeds, and will be like, I got a logistics floor in my mega factory that took 80 years to build. And I was like, okay, fine, then game, I'll do the same. So I did, and yeah, it works pretty well. So fine, then. You stupid subreddit was correct for once. I kind of hate game subreddits for a while. Just a little bit salty, but yeah. And so it gets all the Caterium ore, which goes through there, and gets processed in these refineries. So each one converts 60 Caterium ore into 40 ingots, and then all 40 ingots go up here at these max length conveyor belts, or conveyor lifts, sorry, that I actually didn't realize they were max length until trying to make one that was taller, just to test it, and it was max length. I was like, oh, that's nice. Okay, so they all go up here and get converted into Caterium. So this makes 2400 Quickwire per minute. Quickwire, I said Caterium again. It makes 2400 Quickwire per minute, which is currently got a backlog. So I showed this to my mom yesterday, and I recorded it for like 7 or 8 minutes, and it filled up a drone port and the first couple rows of this crate. So I gotta get a sink set up, but I like haven't bothered to get it set yet because I got like refactor stuff in there. I guess like on one hand I kind of want to get a sink, but on the other hand it's a bit unnecessary because Quickwire is only worth like 17 sink points, but because of the sheer volume it would make a good amount. So I'm going to test it, but yeah, anyway, so the one half makes that, you saw those 2 lines of refineries, and then the second line, each line has 10 refineries. And the second line is being converted to fixite trigons, or fixit trigons, fixite whatever. It gets converted into trigons, which are going to a drone port, and then excess gets synced. I love smart splitters, they're like the best thing ever. But yeah, and the rest gets synced after this gets full. If I could open the drone port, after this gets full, it'll get synced. Currently it's not being used by anything. I just set it up for the future, because we've actually got another trigon. We have too many drones. I love drones, they're great. They're so much less hassle than trains are in this game. Yes, there is a... it's so laggy. Yeah, so yeah, what this other trigon pick up here. And this one's labeled Fixonium because I was like, I could go ahead and use this for the Fixonium. I gotta probably put the amounts each thing makes in the drone port label. Would be a good idea. But yeah, this one makes it uses the aluminum recipe, and I think it makes like 100 or 200, something like that. It's a good amount, but like I think it's not quite the same as this one. So yes, yeah, so I got this set. Of course, it imports reanimated SAM. I had like a genius idea to make the factory for it somewhere. It's like the tall one way over there. It's there you are. Here it is. Yeah, this one. So there's this pure node here. Yeah, this pure SAM node that I found got on top of like a giant cliff structure thing. And I got a Mark III miner maxed out, and it's converting all 1200 SAM into a bunch of reanimated SAM. It's I think it's 300 a minute, I want to say, right? Because yeah, it's sorry, 75 times 4, which is like 300. That's like 300, right? Yeah, 300. I can do math, yes. So it makes 300 reanimated SAM a minute. Because that is the only use of SAM, is to make reanimated SAM. And I figured, why ship SAM everywhere when I could just make the one thing we need? A big moment of revelation there, I know. But I was hyped. I'm used to shipping ore. Like I got sulfur being imported here because it's less acid than the sulfuric acid I need. Also because there's a bunch of water here, so you know why not? But yeah. And so I got a couple ports for reanimated SAM. We got to make more, but I think we're good for now. Yeah, that gets imported here, and it gets converted to fixit ingot, which then get turned into trigon. Now, with the Quickwire setup, when I was planning it out, I calculated that I could get like up to 9600 Quickwire a minute, because if I use the fused Quickwire recipe, set to 120. Because I can't do this because it's not 20. And then each refinery makes 40 ingots a minute, and I wanted to use all that evenly. So that's why I'm using constructors instead, because I can get those guys set to 100, and you know, it uses 20 each. So I got a pair of constructors on each refinery. And of course, it's maxed out now because I realized that it's making 2400, which is the exact amount you can support on an industrial storage, because you know, Mark 6 belts are only 1200 items a minute. So yeah, I'm limited by the technology of my time. But anyway, I could have gotten like way more if I got this recipe to use 10. You could also probably do some of the other ratios to get it like, more even. Like if I do like 15 a minute, I could use whatever amount, but I didn't want to deal with that because it's more to build. But yeah, I could have gotten a ton more Quickwire off of that. Because this would support, it's making 800 units a minute right now, so it would support like what, 80 machines. That would make 9600 Quickwire. But I need to import a bunch of copper, and although there is some copper nearby, I didn't want to go and deal with it. There's copper right here that needs to put this up, but they're impure. I could just craft the copper ore, but I didn't want to deal with it, and I was like, hey, I was gonna use these two, which I think are pure. The map won't cooperate with it. Anyway, so I was like, it's good enough right now. You know, it's making a ton of Quickwire, but it is being used pretty fast. Like I'm currently using 1200 a minute for the AI expansion server factory, although that's only partially working because it's not getting some of the items it needs. Expansion server. It's yeah, magnetic field generators. It's not getting those yet because I haven't set up a drone for it, and of course, they're all quantum processors. I wanted to get 110 of those to unlock the Blueprint Mark III, and then build the Blueprint Mark III Makerinator. And I think I have maybe some extra, but yeah. Anyway, so you know, I got a set. It took like too long to build this. The biggest factory built in this game, definitely. Yeah, being able to hide all of those logistics made this so much easier. Who knew? Yeah, I've also got them all colorized for Quickwire. Because see, it's nicely got swatches. There's not enough swatches, but the concept is being using colorized products. I don't use it nearly as much as you should, but oh well. I've got number 18 is Quickwire, and actually I found a spreadsheet some guy made with like our hex values for like every item in the game, and so I was like, yeah, I might as well copy it. These are colorized. Oh wait, no, that's right. That's the I'm not colored. See, normally all my stuff is fix the factory default because I'm lazy. Yeah. Yeah. So you know that's kind of it. It's a big industrial grade system that I built. Like I might get a sink set up. The main thing there is that it uses a lot of power, and we're currently using a ton of power. Like this factory alone uses like 3,000 megawatts, and yeah, our max consumption's 80k. We've got like half that capacity. We've got 8 nuclear reactors, and my friend KT did build a plutonium system, but I'm not sure if it's running yet. I think he's still working on it. It was like, you know, 1 or 2 a.m., so we had to go to bed. But yeah, it's a great factory. It took me too long to build, and you know, I actually had like a big square, but then I realized I didn't need half of it, so I got rid of it. Because you know, originally I was just going to make this floor be like cut in half, or like, you know, there'd be walls on these sides. But then I was like, what's the point in that? Because it's gonna have a roof up here, so like I didn't want to deal with it. But yeah, it's neat. And yeah, and I like having 3 walls for this floor because mainly because I can put some machines in here. Like I think probably 2 is good for this floor. I did 3. I think it was partially accidental, but yeah. And we can see space to fly around at least, which is nice. But yeah, it was great. Getting all these belts running was really annoying because actually, I use all the correct belt tiers, except when I don't. But I like having them all be correct because I don't know, it's just like a thing to do. But it is good though for when the factory's running. You can like look at the belt, and if the belt is not fully saturated or whatever, you'd be like, oh hey, this doesn't have enough items. It doesn't always work because you know these use I don't know, these use 60. Something used 90. I don't know what it was. Oh, the sulfur. Sorry. Yeah, this used 90, and of course Mark II belts are 120. But yeah. Of course, when I'm building the belts, sometimes they'll be a bit wrong. Like the Quickwire output, for example. I had a couple of these belts at the wrong tier. I think this one was like Mark II when it should have been Mark III. Because you know this makes 200 from these machines, so it needed a Mark III. But yeah, you know I've got these all tiered. Where this group is 200, so it only needs Mark III, and these 3 are 300, so it needs Mark IV, and those 4 are 400, so it needs Mark IV, and then these 5 are 500, so it needs Mark V, and then so on and so forth. It's mostly Mark V though, until it gets up to the final one, which is Mark VI. Because yeah, it's actually got like it's 2, 3 plus all these are what 8 of these I think. Which is 8. Yeah, 6 down there. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then of course that needs a Mark VI belt. because it's 1,000 Quickwire. And yeah, also each input port has 1,200 Quickwire coming in. Originally I was going to put like the bottom half in the bottom port, and I was like, wait, that's stupid. I could just split it in half evenly. So I've got it set. Also, I have to do constructors up a level because with the way the refineries are laid out, I didn't get quite enough space, and I did not want to redo it all. So I was like, fine, then I'll just go make a little mini floor up here. I don't care. I really don't like having to redesign stuff because I can't copy paste or cut things like you can in Factorio, and it annoys me to no end. I have to just build stuff, and it's just and it's like, please, just, it's like my soul for this copy paste, bro. I think the way it could work in this game is you could just place 2 nodes like on a corner, and then that whole square is what you copy. It may be a bit jank, yeah, but it would work. You know, I like being able to cut, copy, and paste in Factorio. I use it way too much because it's great. Like, you know, even without construction bots, it's still good to just have things planned out. Although it is a lot more useful with construction bots, since that's the point. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's a good factory. I think it's pretty decent. And actually, I added this buffer chest because originally I just kind of plopped it down just because. But in this case, it's a bit pointless because, you know, they get put into the drone ports. So really, it's just extra backlog of like 24,000 Quickwire. I could get a splitter set up, which I think I might. I'll put like an awesome sink on each of these. Just like, you know, a vertical splitter, because that's a feature now, and I love it. It's amazing. Katie and I have been using them quite a bit. They're great. Yeah, I just gotta get this set up. Like the main issue is the power consumption, because it's gonna use a lot of power to do that, and we don't really have awesome sinks running due to that. They use a lot of, like, you know, they make the whole factory keep running, which uses power. And we do have priority power switches, but I do want the factory to work, because I think this uses like 3,000. So I can't see it when I don't turn it off. There you go. 3,800 megawatts, so it'd be like just under 3,900 if I added awesome sinks, because they each use 30 megawatts. But yeah, you know, it's a great factory. It's fine. And this backlog balance. This is close. Yeah, March belts are cool. I love the way they look. Like it's super awesome. It's a shame you get to the end of the game because I'm never getting this far myself. But I'd rather get past like phase 3 because I'm just like lazy. Really, just like the lack of proper blueprints that you can share across saves and whatnot makes it really annoying. Because I use it a lot in Factorio where I'm just like, I need chemical science, but I don't want to build it, so I'll just plop down a blueprint to get what I need, and I can build better ones later, or just build more blueprints. I love blueprints; they're really great. Even if it's just something I plan out myself elsewhere and then build it with a blueprint is great because you know, like, planning things out in an open area is quite nice since you have a lot of space to use. That's one reason I built the factory here is because this is like the big open ocean area, which has like a great view too. It's a shame it's just a void fog, but you know. I think in universe it would be like an ocean or something, but of course you can't do that because of game performance. But it's nice. You know, the waterfall's cool, and you got the one lone Caterium node. It's great. But, you know, I don't know. It's a great setup. I spent too long building it. I'm probably repeating myself now, but yeah, like I like it. I think it's neat. So here, it's like I have awesome sinks. So the problem is I don't really have space with the sinks. Suffering from success, am I right? You can go there. You can go here. There we go. I'm really glad splitters just have infinite throughput. Imagine a world where like the splitters had tiers and you had to build different tiers. That would be a tragedy of the highest order. Actually, you know what? This is I mean, can't match all connections. Alright, fine then. That's really not good at all. I love how straight mode is really buggy at times. Isn't it great? I love building this game. I'm very good at it, as you can tell. Here we go. The problem with these is that like their inputs are backwards, and it really bothers me. See, I think this would be like the right input because it's to the right, but no, it's actually the left output because that's how it's built, I guess. And the game doesn't tell you that, which is annoying, but oh well. Why are you not getting that? What? Did I break it by accident? Oh no, it wasn't. Okay, this one is being picked up by the big factory I built for AI expansion servers, so it doesn't always have a fill button. Alright. I probably power these, shouldn't I? So yeah, I really hate when things are clicking, so I try to avoid that. But it does get a bit annoying to run power sometimes. It is a self-inflicted problem, but still. Alright, there we go. Yeah, also, actually, I don't know if I saw, but yeah, I use a bunch of ceiling and wall outlets. I love wall outlets. They're like one of the best things in the game because you make discrete power lines. And so I've got all these nice group of 3 with a Mark II outlet. Of course, the last one has 4 because I think it's okay fine. So yeah, yeah, it's nice. And I also made it symmetrical. Like, see, that one connects twice because it connects to each wall. But it's symmetrical, and everyone knows symmetrical factories run better. But yeah, so see, those outlets are not quite symmetrical because I can't make these factories symmetrical, but whatever. Sometimes I'm doomed to suffer, you know. I forgot the awesome sequence of the screen of that. It's great. Okay, so we have 57 coupons right now. We're trying to get all the achievements, and so we need to get 1,000 coupons to get the achievement for the golden nut statue. Yeah, that's a left outfit. It's like always a left outfit. And, oh no, this one's a right outfit. See, it doesn't label them, and it's annoying. That's like one of my complaints with vertical splitters. Really, it's my only complaint. It's the fact that the outputs are not labeled, that I can see at least. So when configuring them, although granted, this is like the one time I've used smart splitters, but still. Okay, so now we're going from like what, 500,000 a minute to probably still 500,000 a minute. I could automate DNA production, right? So I guess I'll select the overflow. You know, hopefully it's not a big deal, but yeah, see, we're getting a ton of points already. I figured it would, just because the sheer volume would give us a lot. But yeah, so if awesome things had like infinite input speed, imagine it was limited. It'd be a tragedy. Yeah, I just want to watch it count down to the next coupon. It's only like 18 billion points. There we go, 5.1 million. Oof. Yeah, so we have like I think 384 coupons in base right now. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm just gapping at this point. Yeah, it's a really big factory. It makes a lot of items that I'm going to use eventually. Even though I was building it, Katie asked me a couple times, why are you building this? And I'm like, I told you already, I need it for the AI expansion servers to craft all the circuit boards, computers and whatnot, to craft supercomputers, to craft the server itself. And then the extra we can use for other stuff. So we only got like one Quickwire Factory right now, and it runs slowly. Like, you know, the input, the depot entry for it takes a while to fill up because the production of it is not that high. But yeah, so they need to add organization for the depot. Like, I have like a mod idea for that, and there's actually a mod that lets you manually organize stuff. But it's really frustrating how the order is just whatever you upload. It's just it pains me to no end. Yeah, because actually we have anyway SAM here. Because when we unlocked that, I told KT I needed SAM fluctuators for the research. And he misunderstood me and uploaded reanimated SAM instead. I was like, well, I don't need that one thing. They are at least grouped together, so that's good. Something bothers me is when things aren't grouped together. I really hate it because it's just annoying to scroll to the list to find it. And yeah, I could use a search bar, but if I want to find two things with different names, I can't. Because these are next to each other. But yeah. And also, he uploaded smart plating by accident, which is going to haunt me forever. So I gotta see if I can fix that, like a save editor or something. But yeah, see, the depot is a great feature, but its UI is a bit subpar in my opinion, so I do hope they fix that. Also, with power augmenter, we actually need to make the alien power matrices, which we don't have unlocked yet. I thought we did, but I guess not. Actually, I think you unlock it from the portal milestone, which we haven't done yet. Because I don't think we have portals yet. No, we do have portals. Maybe there's another milestone. I don't know. I'm going to have to check. Actually, you know what? I think it's research up because yeah, hard drive scan. We're close to maxing out the hard drive. And we're going to get automated miner last because I don't like automating them. It feels like a waste of a recipe in my opinion. I just craft like 5 stacks and then boom, they last forever. Yeah, that's right. I need to see like a cells for that, so I'm going to do this so I don't forget. And also the rocket fuel. I was going to build rocket fuel next. Okay, we've almost got all the research too sometimes. Oh yeah, it's a cool factory. It took me a long time to build, and I'm sure other people have made things that make 80 bajillion a second. Ugh, I don't care. It's my first like actually good factory. My AI expansion server factory is an entire mess of spaghetti, and it's awful. I'll make a tour of that in a second because it's actually just over there, over here. If I could select it. See, I have too many drones. I have a problem. I'm just addicted to drones. They're too good. Except having to fuel them constantly, but they're still really good. Alright, apparently I can't hide drones. Oh, the drones are down here. Why are they down here? Why is it not next to the drone port? This is so goofy. There we go. See, I just want to select the thing, bro. The new patch broke, it just broke the selecting things on the map. I don't know how or why, but yeah. I actually have to hide stuff on the map because there's too many and on the compass. Yeah, what's that? Oh, it's the elevator up. Yeah, so continue to move drones. I really don't like how it's not consistent. Anyway, so yeah, this thing just fuels my AI expansion server factory, as well as being used for other stuff in the future. You know, I made 2 pickup ports for that reason. You know, I purposely made pickup 2 the one that's used for the server, because I use that less. Because the thing is first and first. But of course, we've got to use both of them, because there is enough production to use both. Actually, no, that's almost maxed out, so I should be able to. AI expansion server. Quickwire Factory. I love if I can make really long names for trouble. It's quite nice. A bit annoying in the UI, but well. Yeah, so yeah, also this guy drops off batteries. You always need the fuel drone. Batteries are an amazing fuel source. Like when we first got the batteries, we only had the default recipe, and I made a big factory that just used, it has like 6 blenders that all make batteries, and it uses like, I think it's the full amount of sulfuric acid or aluminum solution I could get from one machine, something like that. I'm pretty sure the solution. Okay, so yeah, it uses a sloppy alumina, and I made like a machine or a factory that uses it all, because you know 240 divided by 40 is 6. So I was like, I might as well make all the batteries because we'll need them, and I was right, because we've used these literally everywhere. Like almost all of our drones are powered by batteries, except for a handful that we made at the start before I made batteries. It's an excellent fuel source. You can't use liquid biofuel though, which bothers me, because I would love to be able to use that for the one I have for biofuel, because I made a biofuel factory and uploader, which I'll make a video on. But it's like manually set right now, where it just drops off solid biofuel from my recyclinator or my solidinator. It drops that off from the main base at the oil refinery and gets refined into liquid biofuel, which then gets uploaded. We have like an industrial container worth right now. And I believe it syncs to extras as well, but it could be wrong because it was a limited resource. I didn't want to get rid of the rest, but I might add a sync for it. So usually I put syncs on the input, but in this case I put it on output, because there's not enough space for the input, and at least for the bottom one here. And I don't want to move it because this is like separated. See, this is centered on the foundation, and as we all know, centered things are better. It's more efficient that way, you know? Yeah. Of course, I mean, it's not a big deal. It just, we'll get more points this way, technically speaking, but yeah. I suppose it does kind of defeat the purpose of having this container, so I might just move it forward, but I don't know. But anyway, so that's enough yapping. It's a great factory, and I like it, so I'm going to have to try and use it in other things. Let's go to ICs. There we go. Yeah. I don't know, bye for now. I'll make some tours of my other factories, I suppose. Okay, I improved it. So now instead of having the one big industrial buffer, I've got 2 regular containers. I could do industrial, but kind of excessive. These hold 12,000 right here. We're not going to need more. And then the input lines are what get synced. Because, see, the point of the buffer is to have extra for the input. And if it's all getting synced, it's kind of defeating the purpose. So, yeah, good lesson improved my head. And I originally did a different design, which I was going to clip both, but I just like, you know, actually when I was one in the video where I just added the splitters and called it good, but this one's better. Plus it's even, like this is kind of far away, it's annoying. I could get it to be right here, but then I can't make the belt curve this way. I have to make it like curve that way, and I don't like doing that, so I made it like this, because it's symmetrical error. But yeah, okay, so now it's more gooder. I tweaked it slightly, so I moved everything, well, I moved these mergers back a little bit so I could get it to be flush, because I see that way the lifts go into each other. Really, I could just do the one lift, but I have to like redo that. I'd have to put it down here and like put the merger around, and I don't want to do it. So yeah. Alright, so now it'll sync things better. This is definitely going to be a bit excessive, but because, you know, why would I make the minor improvement when I can make a ton of tiny tweaks? It's so much more fun for you, so I just put them all back. And this was actually even with the container, but then I realized it makes it clip into this belt, and I simply cannot have that, so I had to move it back. I had to move it forwards a bit so it's no longer easy to butt a hole. You see, if I just lie to myself and tell me things, then I can sleep all night. You know. Once I just realized that that power pole clips, so I need to move that over there. Now it nope, so clips. I love power lines being in one, or power outlets being in wonky places. It's great. It's such an excellent feature. There we go. There we go. Ooh, this game just is insistent on making me suffer. I just wanted to log in one second. There we go. Now it's good. Alright. Now I can sleep at night. Okay, yeah. Alright, so now it just thinks all the things like that. How many points am I getting actually? So it was, okay, still 500,000, so I doubt that's going to change, but, well, yeah, it's neat. So now I just got to make sure we can actually use all this quick fire, I guess, but, yeah, that's what the sink's for, is that if there's anything extra, it can be synced. Sunkified. Synced? I don't know. I think it's synced. Actually, I think it's sunk. I don't like how the ores don't get organized. I don't want the slugs to be in order. Really, it should be slugs and then shards, but, you know, everything's just alphabetized instead. Yeah. I mean, now, back to doing stuff, I guess.